successful here. We already know where we're starting off. We're going to have that Bocage hard point coming up. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, it's going to be absolutely insane. The home keys to victory, honestly, without a doubt, is going to be those S&Ds. The S&D is going to be an essential game mode for the side of the home because it's going to be their shining light. If they can take an S&D, then they're going to set themselves up to catapult themselves to victory. But they also need to keep up their status of being undefeated in control because both these sides, they do have it.
Yeah, and I love that you brought that up. You mentioned the search and destroy. The only map that they were able to win for Concord against Penn State and that loss they took was the search and destroy. So you mentioned that West Virginia is really strong in the search and destroy. So I hope we have some epic matches here. And if you go ahead and look at the screen right now, this is our map layout for the day. Game 1 is going to be that hardpoint Bocage, followed up with game 2, search and destroy Bocage. If we take it to further, we're going to see a bunch of Tuscan. Game 3, Control. I've been loving Control on Tuscan. It's been really favorable for the teams that are holding that defense. So I'm excited to see who's going to get aggressive and maybe net that win while they're attacking for that hard point Tuscan. And then for Game 5, should we see it, we're going to see some search and destroy on Berlin, which is always a good time.
Oh, yeah. Search and Destroy in Berlin is a classic. It's really going to define every role that we have. And I'm really excited for that Control and Tuscan as well. I would much rather play Tuscan on Control than Gavitu because my gosh, we've got ranked play coming out next week on the 14th. So, hey, everybody at home, don't have a date. You got a date now, ranked play coming out, and it's going to be an exciting one. So hopefully I don't get those Gavitus.
Hey, look, I would totally play it on Gavitu. I would play it on anything, but Tuscan is the hot and heavy. But hey, we'll worry about that later because we are lining up with that hardpoint Bocage. We are going to see those ARs and those flex players grab that MP40 because they are going to get really hot and heavy there. And we need to talk about maybe some of these things, like what's going to make you successful here. We already know P1 is pure chaos, and it's going to be a lot of touch and go. Maybe these teams are going to flirt with that point a little bit, but I'm not necessarily sure how that's going to go. So something that I'm looking for if you're West Virginia or you're Concord or what those first rotations are going to look like, you need to stay strong in the respawn modes because, this is going to be more prevalent, right? We need to see you start off strong, get that mental game up, net a dub here, and get the series off strong.
Yeah, what I'm looking for is just spawn control. I know we have squad spawns, but really it's all about setting up that line of defense. And right now you can already see as we rip into it, Farah going to be getting some big shots, but that right lane, ever so essential, going to be able to give the side of WVU their access into the hill now.
I love the early aggression that Concord has made to kind of set themselves up to get on that hill right there. This is really tough. They were able to get it cleared off. You see West Virginia just coming in hot, 3 kills in the feed, answering back, taking down basics. But here's the deal. They're getting equal time here on the first hill. This is wild.
Yeah, it's been back and forth, and that's what you talked about, that touch and go just really being such a essential part right here at the beginning. And you see right here, Para, he's watching over his teammate, but he's got to think about that rotation. There's only 9 seconds left, 4 minutes and 39 of the overall timer. And I really hope we can get to a 250 scoreline because, lately we've not been getting there. We've just been getting those timeouts over the overall game timer.
Yeah, speaking of, we see the rotation come in. Hill 2 is out in the open over by the tanks, but no one got there yet. West Virginia going to be first. It's going to be D-Clay taking that early time right there, but here comes the push, and you can keep it in. It's coming from the left side. There's conflict right now, and the kills are going down, but Basics holding steady there, trying to maximize the time. Evened up right now, 38 seconds left.
Yeah, and you do see that's a 4 down. Really nice trade-off, and players are now going to be spawning up towards back of Nannies. While you do have Crooked here in a very clutch spot right here to try and get this rotation off, you also have Para on the site making things happen. So Crooked right now, he's really going to need to just get this rotation going. I know there's 18 seconds left, but Concord, you've definitely won that hill.
Yeah, Trauman coming in with a nice 2-piece right there. They just need to soak up a little bit that scrap time. But here's the deal. If you're getting 10 seconds of scrap time on each hill, that adds up to 50 points by the end of the rotations alone. So as long as you have someone that's rotating early to anchor those spawns, you don't have to worry about it. Now, we're moving into Grandma's house. Move over, get the cookies. This is the time to go. We're up 30 points right now here for Concord with Trauma 7-2 on that 6 streak, going fully kitted out right now with that strafing run and the glide bomb.
Yeah, Trauma's just that guy right now. And you see him do a little Beyblade dash into the site. Just shows that awareness. And he's immediately aggressive with it. Teammate in hand, they get that kill. Snuff out the aggression. Now, players will spawn up towards that mid. And you just look at that kill feed. It's just lighting up Concord. Concord, like we talked about in the pre-lobby, they are the slayers. They got to keep it up. And the teamwork is ever so essential right now. And it's just lightened up with full streaks on Trauma. He can definitely make some big plays happen later on.
Yeah, they are holding Grandma's house really well right now, but with 15 seconds left, it's time to go ahead and get that move on. Crooked will go ahead and find himself a glide bomb as well. Gonna pop it out. Crooked finds 3 fully streaked out now. That's insane as Valley goes ahead and takes down Trauma, nuking his streak.
Yeah, that's a bit of a tough one for Crooked. Oh, almost gets that big trade, but a 4-for-1 trade. Not too bad for the side of Western Virginia, but you hear that prayers from heaven. That's a glide bomb from Trauma. Not going to be able to get anybody. Now, the hill, 50 seconds left. Players are ready to go, but you gotta do this methodically. You don't want to just rank and file and throw your lives out. So, Decay, he's looking for this player, and calm and steady does it, my friend.
Hey, the break is coming in. Ooh. They are trying to move, and they make a move right there. West Virginia going in right now, taking over. They're like, this is my barn. Come and try to take it from me. But here's the deal. Concord still is spawning so close by that the break is able to come in with 20 seconds left on this hill right here. You're going to have to make some moves, get in, and Concord is holding strong. West Virginia holding that mid-map area, but look at Trauma right now, rotating behind, trying to get that early rotation. Can he get these crucial picks right now? Unfortunately, he will be picked off by Kill. Great kill right there.
Yeah, and you immediately hear another glide bomb coming down, but that's going to be from Declay from his streak in the barn earlier. Very nicely done. You got 3 down, but now the players spread it out into the middle. You see Kill going off in the middle there onto Nannies, but Declay, he's just hiding on the site right now, making sure that he's got a nice angle, waiting for one of these players. But you do see that his aggression, it's unsettling because he gets the kill, but then comes in the precision.
Yeah, but you've got Basics and Valley kind of hanging out in the back, but look at the flank by Crooked. No. Comes in as 10 picks off Basics. Here's the deal. Let's talk about Trauma and Crooked. In the 2021 CCL season, they boasted 2.88 and 2.95 KDs on hardpoint, and they are showing just how dominant they are, both being 13 and 5 so far in this moment.
It's just absolutely insane. And right now you see immediately this hill has just been a scrapyard. Big fights coming in, but with 8 seconds left to fight for this hill, I get that we're getting back into the second rotation here, but I would have liked to have seen a little bit of more, some haste, a bit of hustle, if you will, going back to my coaching terms, got to get that hustle back to that second rotation, because right now nobody's going for it. They're just waiting for any overextension.
Yeah, they're like, go ahead, overextend yourself and see what happens as we see Kill go down to 10 right there. This is that touch and go because no one can actually get on. So if you can't get some time here on this hill one, it's prevent the other team from also racking up time. You're looking at a 60-point deficit right here with 35 seconds left on this hill. If you can at least prevent some time or gain some, as D-Clay goes absolutely massive right there with a nice 3-piece by West Virginia.
And it really, it's just been Western Virginia just staying up and making sure that they, again, it's Bocage, you get 4 down, but you're going to immediately feel it right back up. But right now, Crooked, his play towards the top will be essential to help the rotation, but he's going to get taken down. Now, 10 gets taken down as well, and that'll push them towards the back of the spawn, towards the shed. And really, you've already got these players on Western Virginia ready to go, but the glide bomb being an essential push, not going to work, though.
Yeah, that is a definite way to go ahead and make your rotations, as Trauma and Crooked are going to go ahead and pick that off. The break is coming in. Concord about to take over Hill 2, which they do, and they are going to get some nice uncontested time right here as Kill and D-Clay try to find their way onto the point, but they are not going to get there. What they do, the break comes through, and look where Concord is spawning just underneath. Can they get to this hill with 38 seconds left?
38 seconds. I mean, well, it's not much to worry about in terms of the grand scheme, but you got to make sure you get enough points here. And there you go, Crooked now going on the offensive, looking into the spawns, pushing through. This is going to be essential if he can grab this spawn from the side of Western Virginia, but he takes a little bit more of a passive approach towards Grand Nannies. Not going to be able to see that player that goes up top, but Trauma off screen, nice little 3-piece. That's going to help the team essentially get into this hill free of charge.
I mean, you got Trauma and Crooked about to pick up glide bombs again. They are absolutely frying while 10 holds the objective time down. I'm really loving the teamwork. Concord
Ooh.
is just, they are working so well together. The comms must be frying. So it's like if you're West Virginia, you need to step it up right now here in Granny's to make sure you mitigate. We're about to be 100-point differential right here, and that's going to be really hard to claw back as we see Crooked just absolutely fully streaked out on 7 streaks right now. Dude is a demon.
He is insane, that guy. He's just, like what you said, the tandem duo that is Trauma and Crooked right now. It's really been their show. You do have 10 at bar, but they're just doing their best trying to hold hills, get a bit of some impact kills. But when you have 2 cracked subs like that, oh, you feel real good.
Oh yeah, real good indeed, as Grandma's house is held down by West Virginia right now. They are holding Granny's right now. They're making cookies, they are chilling, and the break comes in. No one right there. Can someone pick up some scrap time as the trades come flying in? Concord forcing themselves in there, but you know what? No one is actually getting this, but we see D-Clay running into the house, but will get picked off. That was a great kill right there by Para.
Yeah, and you do see right now, Kill, he's going to be the one to try and get these players off angle. But you hear from above, that's another glide bomb. He's got to get out of the way, but Crooked does get down onto Valley. So now it's going to be Kill. Doesn't land a shot, so he's going to get taken down. 209 to 132. Western Virginia, they're currently at just a grand deficit. And with both cars being so close, it's really hard to say that they can try and come back here.
Look, I thought West Virginia had the lockdown there in the barn. They were set up so beautifully, and they came in with a very clean break and take out right there 4 of them. That nice team kill right there is going to give them some uncontested time here with 26 seconds left, but Trauma brings in another glide bomb. You cannot hide. Luckily, this kill is inside, so you can kind of dodge, but unfortunately, the break is just going to come in between Trauma and Crooked, absolutely frying. How do you combat that?
You really don't. You try your best, but like a raging water, they're just drowning them. 220 to 151. Western Virginia, they're gasping for air. But Valley will be moving towards the bottom of Nanny's, and the players all are around. So you do see a bit of a shot, but Crooked, he's cracked and ready to go. Gets that kill. And that's a nice little 3-piece. Para, he's going to begin that rotation. And now they've got these guys in a spawn trap.
A spawn trap indeed as West Virginia jumps onto the hill right now. 45 seconds left, but Concord coming in hot. I swear, as soon as West Virginia jumps in there, it's like Trauma and Crooked come around the corner and they just take over. As you can see, West Virginia trying to get back to the river area, but look at Crooked holding a beautiful angle along with Para. They are proving to be completely set up here that it's just West Virginia can't do anything. 7 seconds left.
There's just not enough time. You see right here, 10, he's even got the best angle. Valley gets the kill, but it's not going to be enough time. And Concord, in a dominant fashion, take that map 1, 250 to 162.
That was beautifully well done. I mean, we knew Bocage Hardpoint is always kind of a chaotic, hot mess. We know it's going to be a bloodbath, but look at Trauma here. Just the movement, the finesse, that MP40 looking absolutely beautiful. Here's something I want to look at. I was curious about the traded kills between Trauma and Crooked. Crooked, 29 non-traded kills. For the other one, 27 non-traded kills. That is insane. Those stats. So basically, you have those 2 players on that team that are just running around and fragging. It's kind of reminiscent if you would say, look, I'm an Atlanta FaZe fan. The Tiny Terrors, right? The Tiny Terrors. They are literally running around causing absolute chaos. And West Virginia they just can't do anything. They make a beautiful clean break. They get maybe 5 to 10 seconds before Concord makes their way through the map rotations. They win the mid-map fights, and they just break in so cleanly. There was just nothing they could do.
It really did feel like a symphony, but you're talking about the stats. Let's bring them up for the screen for everybody to be able to see, because it was just absolutely insane. Like I really want to talk. I know you want to talk about Trauma and Crooked, but we got to talk about the OBJ GOAT himself. That's going to be friggin' the main man himself, 10. 2 minutes and 48 seconds on the hill. That's the whole game.
Yeah, they just moved in there. They're like, this is my job. But here's the deal. They know their roles. The reason that 10 was able to be so successful and get a lot of that hill time is because Trauma and Crooked are just in there, just doing the work, just keeping people away from them. Because you can see 17 and 23. We're not going to do it. Doesn't matter if you're negative by 6 kills. You're doing the objective. You are doing your role. So maybe if you're West Virginia, it's like, okay, so what happened? How do you combat what just you experienced as we move into that search and destroy, which you said they are stronger in? Let's talk about kill. 25 and 25, 20 non-traded kills, incredibly strong right there, while also maintaining a lot of hill time as well, 48 seconds. D Clay almost even right there with 15 non-traded kills, a minute 37. So it's like you were getting a lot of kills as well, but it just wasn't enough to keep up with Trauma and Crooked. So it's like, okay, cool. Maybe we switch up the strategies, but this could be totally changed later in the game when we're not on such an SMG heavy map.
Yeah, and we'll really have to see that as we get towards the later maps like, Tuscan. But really, I look at this stat line on the side of Western Virginia, and really the number one guy that I gotta pull out is D Clay. That minute 37 on the hill, he was fighting for his life there. 15 non-traded kills. The guy, he was single-handedly in there doing the work. And 10, while she's absolutely insane with 2 minutes and 48, like you said, everybody just knows their roles. And I love how we mentioned this even in the pre-lobby, that the side of Concord Esports need to just solidify the roles and do what they do best.
Mhm. And that's really hard because when I look at these games, it's like the biggest thing is teamwork and communication, right? You hear it all the time when you get to see those listen ins on some of those CDL games and how fast those comms are flying. If you work well as a team, you are going to see success. I mean, look at that. That is an absolute textbook domination right there. West Virginia is really going to have to pull something together here in the Search and Destroy, which I'm so excited to see. I believe we are going to stay on Bocage and have that Search and Destroy here. So they'll get another chance at Bocage and it'll be a little bit different. But there's one thing. Now I'm rooting for West Virginia. I want to see them get on the board here in the Search and Destroy.
I would like to see them get on the board too. I feel like right now they are the underdogs. While you do have Concord that are the ranked number 13 on our power rankings, I do like to see a bit of an underdog story. But really, you got to talk about just how well of a side that Concord is versus Western Virginia. They were doing pretty well at the beginning of that hard point. Don't get me wrong. But once it became a stamina battle, and you're facing, like you said, the Tiny Terrors-esque, sub duo that is Trauma and Crooked, it was very hard. So with this Bocage S&D, I wonder if that, gung-ho style gameplay is going to continue on, or if it's really going to start slowing down, playing a little bit more methodical, or we're going to go just straight up to the wall.
Yeah, I'd be really interested to see how they play that. You mentioned that gung ho, that full to the wall, and I saw a lot of that play style right when Vanguard first dropped, when I hadn't seen a lot of maybe well built out strategies for this per se. But I'm curious because I feel like maybe that hard point gave Trauma and Crooked such confidence, because we talk about this a lot, right? It's a mental game, and we've chatted pre-lobby. You were saying at a certain point in a certain loss deficit, depending on the amount of numbers, you may start to be like, oh man, this is kind of tough. Like, how do you regain from that? So going into this Search and Destroy, it's like maybe they'll be a little methodical. Maybe they'll have like West Virginia sit down and be like, all right, so this is how we're going to do. We know we scrim. We've got this, and we know exactly what we're going to do. And maybe they'll test it out for the first round or two, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I definitely would like to see if maybe there's a more methodical strategy. But I got to ask you, out of the whole side of West Virginia, who are you expecting to pop off that really didn't, or was more of a backseat person?
It's really hard to say because I think the team as a whole maybe was a little bit of disconnect, right? They were getting the breaks, but they weren't able to solidify it. So we had a lot of those teams come in and they were getting the right kills. D Clay was looking awesome, if I'm not mistaken, and Kill was looking great. Also, Valley was doing really well in some of those moments. But the thing is, it's like, how do you maximize those moments when it's such a hill-focused event and living in that moment? How do you stay alive? If you can get the break and you can get that uncontested time, how do you stay alive? But here's the deal. We are not going to see hardpoint again until a map 4 if we can take it there. Depending on how this search goes, they may not see it.
Yeah, and I agree with what you said, but with that, we have a bit of a problem with the lobby. It's Call of Duty, everyone. So we're gonna take a short break. We'll get right back to you to get you that CCL action you're here for. Welcome back after that short break. We hope you're excited. We just came off of a very dominant hard point, 250 to 162. Concord currently up in the series. How you doing, Tiff?
Hey, I'm doing really good, especially after watching that hard point. One of my favorite things about Bocage, as I've stated, is the absolute chaotic mess that is. You usually get to see 3 SMGs just tearing around the map, and it's really fun. I actually like playing Bocage. I know some people would probably think that's crazy, but maybe I just love a little bit of the chaos. And Concord, edged themselves out, put up a nice 100 points ish on that, and they took map 1. So now we're getting ready to go to map 2, where guess what? We're going to see more Bocage.
Yeah, Bocage being our location once again. But hey, you don't even have to feel worried. Remember, like I told you, Garrison Control, Black Ops Core. That's my bread and butter, man. As much as crazy as it gets, of the hate, I still love that thing like it's my child. But yeah, it's gonna be an exciting one going into this Bocage S&D. Both teams in a position to really just pull off the biggest plays, but Concord definitely are the ones with setting the precedent so far.
Yeah, definitely. They set this precedence. We got Trauma and Crooked absolutely frying. And they actually, because I know we were chatting about this in the Twitch chat, the Tensies is a female. And I get so
Yup.
excited when that happens. Look, I'm going to geek out a little bit because I feel like I don't see that enough. And for Tensies to be out there just absolutely frying, I am thrilled. I'm excited. I'm jealous because I am absolutely horrible at multiplayer. And, because I come from Warzone, so it's a completely different ball game for me right there. So being out there frying, I want to see what you can do here on that search and destroy and how this is going to work. We've got West Virginia attacking, Concord on the defense. Look at West Virginia making that 4 push over towards A as Trauma finds first blood.
Yep, Trauma, great first blood right there onto basics. Once again, being aggressive as ever. It's going to be now a 3v4. West Virginia currently down in the count. But you have a minute left. Not too much time to fret, but Concord, their defense looking so strong right now with that sign, with that setup, with the 2 towards B, 2 under Nanny, and it's just going to be getting very complicated when these players try to break any of those sites.
Yeah, I mean, you've got Trauma really holding a nice mid-map line. The question is, can Kill feel that out? As you see, they're going to go ahead and rotate back. D-Clay with the bomb, going through a different avenue, but you've got 10 and Crooked over there on that A bomb site, and they're holding this down like an actual fort. It's like someone's about to do a bank robbery here trying to get into this bomb site. This is going to be fun.
Yeah, 10, she's going to be that first line of defense, but D-Clay immediately runs into some problems. Valley picks off Par off screen, but you're going to see immediately D-Clay. Oh, bit of a fight towards mid. Kill. Very nicely done. 2v2. 17 seconds. You just need to kill the diffuser, but looks like it's up to 10 and Crooked. Crooked is going to be here to get one of these players, and he does, but immediately goes for the shot, but that's kill. So now 10 with no time left for the side of West Virginia. She's just going to play it safe.
Yeah, you've got to play your life at that point. So that's absolutely what you need to do. But here's the deal. How do you come back from that? Concord on the board, 1-0. That was absolutely well played. Look at this nice kill right here by Crooked, just completely taking the person by storm. They're like, let me go through this door. And Crooked's like, nah, dude, I'm chilling here. Like, I'm watching this really strong. That's going to be really hard to combat. Concord set up so well here on Bocage. There was nothing they can do. The fact that you had Crooked and Trauma posted up watching both angles, I loved that.
Yeah, Crooked and 10 were really the ones to try and stay up there. Unfortunately, Crooked did get one, though, so you got to tip that. But immediately 10 played safe, and love that from her. But D-Clay off screen gets a nice kill, and 10 now with the nade, knows that the player's top. Nanny throws it and gets the kill. Boom shakalaka.
Hey, the kill is the bonus. I love that you can do that. You can find some nice information if you just get a hit marker, so a kill is even better. Crooked takes down basics. It is a 2v3 situation. Bomb going down on A. How will she answer back? D-Clay trying to get a kill here on 10 and will get taken down. Absolutely flipped on.
Oh my gosh. She's insane. She just went crazy right there. But yeah, I do not know what was on D-Clay's mind right there. No bullet in hand. Just said, hey, I'll go punch her. And there was not even a single punch connected.
Hey, you were talking about Bocage being the equivalent of basically a fist fight everywhere. You got the TTK so high here in Vanguard. It's like, all right, at this point, we're running out there. It's like an MMA fight, but it can get bloody right now. Concord up 2-0 as we get to see here West Virginia again on the attack. Let's see how they're going to combat the defense. We see Concord already going for their split. They've got 3 on A, but I love that, I believe Para probably took the upside air kill, looking for some information. Bomb, D-Clay moving mid-map. This is actually really interesting because I love that we can see the mini-map here. They are so on top of each other, it's not even funny.
Yeah, this is a scary one because if a player just gets in there aggressively, can get a nice 2-piece. But, oh, you hear the wall breaking, and there you go, like wolves to the hounds. They're getting them. Crooked, nice 2-piece right there. 10, still staying alive. Kill, though. Realizes the slaying that went down in the A-bomb. And Valley, well, he's not going to take none of that. He immediately responds back on Crooked. Now they know where Valley is, so they're going to have to surround him. But you get this little regrouping that I love to see, but 10 immediately takes him out.
Yeah, the issue is Bomb is down on Ace. You've got the entire team for Concord watching the Bomb. With 33 seconds, there's really not much that Kill's going to be able to do. It's not like they have streaks or anything that they need to save for, but you should kind of play your life or at least try to take down 10. Sitting at that 4 kills, you want to deny that glide bomb.
You need to deny it because it's just such an information gatherer and also deadly. So if you are on the side of West Virginia, you really need to step it up in terms of these positioning because I liked that. I saw for a bit, we saw Valley heading back to, regroup with his teammate, but immediately 10 saw that, went on the aggression, took out that player, and now 10's on a 5 streak. I believe she has glide bomb. Yep.
Yeah, I was going to say, speaking of that aggression, 10 was able to pick up that final kill on that round 3, so they were able to net the glide bomb. So that's going to be really great if they ever need to get someone or find some information. You are completely correct. Nice little nades going out to get some information there. 10 posted up. They are on the attack right now. I love that she's designated as taking the bomb, and she sits and kind of waits back, right? Trauma and Para going towards A to look for maybe an early pick as Para will grab that on Valley.
Yeah, and you have Trauma here just hanging out towards the mid, doing a nice little angle over the hay bales, but, oh, COD timing at its finest. Looks away at the wrong time. But you see the shots coming in, and it's no problem. D-Clay, though, tries to go for the second kill, but not going to happen. D-Clay, last man left, gets one more kill into 10. You're going to have to reload here pretty soon, buddy, because Crooked and Trauma, they're the duo. They're on the hunt right now, and they've currently got you surrounded.
Yeah, 10 fell, but she got fully streaked out before she went down. D-Clay last alive. You can see Bomb right now going down on A. D-Clay, nice kill right there. Just needs to find Trauma and get the defuse.
We do see the misdirection, but it's not enough time. Concord take that round again. Now 4-0. Oh my goodness, Tiff, I'm just breathing in the moment here, and it feels like it's going by so fast now.
Yeah, here's the deal. Once you're 4-0, this is like that make or break moment. If you're going to claw back for that reverse sweep, you need to start it now. So if you're West Virginia, maybe take it back, maybe play a little more slowly, play for that first pick, and try to get some information. But here's the deal. When you play slower, Concord has already set up an amazing fortress on the other half of the map while they're defending. You can see it here now. You've got Crooked and Para going up top of the map. 10 and Trauma are staying mid-map as Kill gets a nice first blood on Trauma, but 10 answering back.
Oh, and she gets away with her life after a nice 2-piece. Crooked as well, picking up the 3rd. There comes the 4th, and that top position, not your safe haven. Concord, once again, take the round. Now in a 5-0, it's getting real hot and heavy here. We talked about just how much of this map is such a fist fight, but right now, you're currently down on the ground. They're yelling at you, Johnny, get up, you gotta get going. And right now, your ears cannot hear the cries of help.
Yeah, I mean, Concord is 5-0 in Search and Destroy, and they're incredibly solid together as a team. And I just think that momentum they've carried from the previous week, from now, they're just frying. And I just think there's like a train that you just genuinely can't stop right now. You cannot derail the momentum as Kill goes ahead and gets first blood against Crooked. That's going to be huge for them, but will it be enough as 10 calls in the glide bomb? Going to try and get that easy pick or even some information. As you can see, she finds 3 of them inside the house on A site.
I want to notate something really quickly that kind of got overlooked. She just gave that information to Para that D-Clay was in the back, and he immediately reacted upon it, got the kill. This is amazing to see because 10 was the OBJ player last round, and right now, oh boy, she is slaying out. Valley, though, gets the kill on Para. So now it's a 3v2, Trauma and 10 being the last ones left on their team.
Yeah, we got Bomb down. Trauma, last one alive, but here's the deal. This is match point. They already have bomb down. They just need to defend it. As I say that, Trauma will fall to Valley. They just need to get a nice defuse here, and that will be it. This will be keeping West Virginia alive here as they begin the crawl back in that reverse sweep.
Yeah, ever such a mountainous effort right now for the side of West Virginia. But 1-5, hey, you gotta strap on your hiking boots and just climb that mountain, man. Because it's just grueling. It sucks coming from the background as a player. I hate it. I just remember telling my boys every time the comms, hey, round by round. Don't even worry about that number. Just play it round by round.
I love that, round by round. Yeah, West Virginia should really kind of think about that. They played the last round so well. Play it smart, get that first pick. I love the nades coming out maybe for an early kill or at least some information. You get that hit mark, you're like, okay, we know they're there, but look at Concord 3 stacking A, and Bomb is at A, but D-Clay running through Grandma's right now, trying to make a nice rotation for B. Trauma looking the other way right now. This rotation might actually work, but here's the deal.
Gosh.
That was a great trade. D-Clay was able to flip around and get the trade, but you know what? Where is Bomb going to go? It's down, and it is over. And Concord right now, 6-1, search and destroy.
I don't even know what to say in that moment. You have oversight, but then there's just letting it slip through, the needle, and it threaded the needle in that moment. It was just such a scary moment, but hey, you get the trade, then you immediately have Crooked across the aisle, gets that kill, and that's beautiful.
Beautiful indeed. Can we talk about 10 right now? 8-2. 8-2.
Oh, yeah.
We've got a nice, beautiful list of stats. So let's go ahead and bring those back up because I want to chat about those because that was beautifully well done. 6-1, search and destroy here on Bocage. Let's take a look at Concord first. We've got Crooked, double positive, 10 quadruple positive. Is that even a way to say it? 6 non-traded kills, absolutely massive. Trauma doing really well. Para doing well as well. But here's the deal. 10, obviously the MVP for this moment. Where you had Crooked and Trauma were the standouts in the hard point, 10 really shined here in the search and destroy.
She knows her timings time and time again, and the util knowledge on her is amazing because, like I said, during that 5th round, when she pulled out that glide bomb, she not only gave that information, went for the players in the top of Nanny's, and immediately just pounced upon the building. But in that situation, you're attacking a fortification. And as much as you are feeling zealous and strong, it's also a fortification. So those players were immediately ready to just slice up that aggression. So that's why you saw West Virginia win that one round.
Yeah, it was really well done one round. I wish they could have kind of recreated it or maybe taken it to, because I feel like they were just starting to get their gears together on the search and destroy against Concord, because you're right, it was a fortification. But that's the thing. You've got that donut. We got to talk about that basics. You got a donut on the board. So here's the deal. That would be me. I'm not going to lie. I would have probably done that against Concord. So here's the deal. We can chat about that all day. But Kill going even right there. Valley doing well. D-Clay as well. So this is the deal. 2-0 right now. Concord looking to seal the deal in a 3-0 fashion. If you're West Virginia, how do you mentally regain from this moment and maybe switch up those statistics knowing that control is just around the corner on Tuscan and you're currently sitting undefeated? Like, you haven't lost a control as West Virginia.
Look, I'm taking a break. I'm taking a moment. I'm getting my guys out of their mics, and I'm saying, hey, guys, let's listen. Let's talk about this next map. Let's strategize. We clearly saw that Concord when it comes to just basic slaying, they're going to win against us. So we need to come in with a strategy because each of those players on the side of Concord, you cannot sleep on. Crooked, Trauma, 10, Para, each one of them has their own pop-off factor, clearly, that we have been able to see. So really, it's just about taking a step back, reanalyzing the situation, and remembering who you are.
I like that, remembering who you are. Because the thing is, these are all incredibly talented players, and something that I'm going to harp on is the fact that this is a college COD league. You are getting this experience right now in live. Like, that's amazing that this is happening, because when I was in college, this didn't exist. So every time I get to see this, I get 100% jazzed out. But here's still Concord. They were ranked number 3 in the 2021 season, and they're already sitting in 13th right now here on Vanguard. So they are a dominative force, and I think it's just kind of one of those things where they're just looking to carry that momentum. They want to increase on those power rankings. They're trying to break that top 10, and that is their goal here.
Yeah, with dominant gameplay like that, it is a matter of factly. It's not even a prediction. You keep playing like that, you're going to keep climbing those numbers, keep climbing the chart because our top 10 are some of the most talented players all over Call of Duty, from the amateur scene even to the professional scene. We have so much talent here in the College COD League that when you have performances like this, they stand out. They let everybody know, hey, we are contenders. We know what we are about.
Hey, we do know what we are about. And if you're West Virginia, this is your time to shine. You are undefeated in control. So let's go ahead and talk about that. Game 3 here. Tuscan control. We love to see it. If you are defending, you most definitely have the upper hand. But here's the deal. When you are attacking, it is possible. We saw Atlanta FaZe do it last weekend. We saw them break in the moment they secured that B control zone first as opposed to A and get those well-needed times. They took, I believe, about 2 ticks before they went back to A to get some time in there. That was absolutely amazing. So it just goes to show you that you can do it. That call. You have to have someone on your team that is that leader that makes that important call for you to be able to rotate in and get that well-needed zone time, right? So that's what I'm looking forward here right now. So is West Virginia, how are they going to come out on the offensive? Because we know that when you're defending here on Tuscan, the spawn, you spawn so close to B that it's almost impenetrable. And we saw just how well Concord can set themselves up on the defense there in search. And I think they're going to do the same thing here on B when defending. And look at that, Concord on the defense early on. West Virginia here attacking. Full push towards mid. We're going to have a battle.
Got a battle going down immediately. Valley picking off Crooked, but Trauma and Para coming in big right there. D-Clay. Now, like you said, they're moving towards the site, but that's a 4 down. Now, players will spawn up towards their respective sides. This A push being a very, very rank and file. Crooked, though, he smells this. Goes for the immediate push into mid. Fire. Gets that one. Now, immediately goes back to the hill. And he's looking for these players. Gets a nice one. And immediately, love that awareness out of him. But unfortunately, Basics was just ready to go before him.
Yeah, that was a really important kill by Basics as Kill picks up 2, but it's going to be a team kill on D-Clay as Trauma answers back with a 2 on his own. 10 right there holding A, doing very well over there, but look at that. D-Clay went ahead and rotated down to B, touched it a little bit, not sitting necessarily on it. They're going to have to be worried about Trauma, who's up there in the control center area, just waiting as 10 holding A.
Yeah, and Trauma's currently on a 5 streak right now, so he currently has at least the glide bomb. So he's looking to get full streaks here, but Basics, he's holding this site right now. You do know that these players do like to hit the flanks, so he's going to be moving forward into the bomb site, but he gets on the bomb. He gets towards the hill, excuse me, and immediately, oh no! He gets stuck to the mantle and gets shot down.
Yeah, Trauma full streaked out right now. It's going to be really important. I'm surprised that none of that came out. But let's talk about D-Clay. D-Clay was all alone on the B zone, just getting some massive amounts of time. Valley over there by B as well. But here's the deal. 30 seconds left. Trauma on a 10. Trauma has not died yet.
No, this guy is undeniable right now. But as I say that, D-Clay immediately pushes into the aggression of that fire. Gets him, but Crooked, he's playing real methodical over there. He's being real sneaky, but Para, like you said, with D-Clay, but he's holding this site on his own. That's his century, but immediately we have this fight towards B, but 10, she's not going to allow any of this to happen. This is what I love about this Concord team. They know where to hold and how to hold. They know exactly what they need to do. They're not overzealous. They're not overcompensating, and that's exactly why they're going to take this first round.
I mean, West Virginia had 3 lives left. There was absolutely no time. Concord was flying around the map that even with West Virginia trying to get some time on the board there just wasn't enough. They were just completely overwhelmed. You mentioned that, like, overzealous, overextending. Concord isn't overextending. They are just absolutely everywhere. Yeah. And I love the moment that I mentioned Trauma hasn't died yet. Immediately dies. That's on me, Trauma. I'll take that one. That caster curse is unreal, buddy. But just like you are unreal. Let's see how they go on the offensive here for Concord. West Virginia attacking. I love this Valley taking that upper area by zone A. Kind of hold it from the height. Basics as well as the kills start to fly.
Yeah, kills flying, and Trauma still has full streaks right now. So you do see that there is a bit of a setup, so he can immediately call for some prayers from heaven and drop some bombs. But right now, he's in the church looking around for these players. Nobody really taking a bite to his bait, but he does see one player. He's going to move in from the back, gets that one. Now, trying to circumvent this power position. That's Crooked and Trauma working in tandem. They break that. So now, A, starting to get progressed as it looks as though a B movement is going to be likely here pretty soon.
Yeah, they're gonna probably be
Oh
able to
my
net this.
gosh!
They've got a lot of time, but Trauma finding an amazing two-piece right there. 10 and Crooked are on the zone right now, just capping it as fast as possible. They're just preventing. Look at that. I love that Crooked is holding the line while 10 can get the zone. Crooked finds Valley. This is so huge right now.
The reason why I exclaimed right there was because I saw that there were two players just rolling up onto Trauma, and it was no problem for him. He immediately broke that attack, and now Crooked takes the place of his teammate and are just applying pressure in the spawn. You think this was a defensive move? This is Trauma and Crooked running the show right now.
Absolutely love the streaks coming in, because here's the deal. We talked about this one. Getting zone B is a lot more tough because the defensive team is going to spawn back on the right side by those tanks. So it's like an ever flow of that defensive team coming in. But here's the deal. 13 lives to 20 for Concord, so they can just run it out. But they have a minute, 22 seconds. So there's plenty of time to get that B zone. They don't have to rush it. Here we go. Line bomb coming in from Crooked, just looking for some information or maybe a nice easy pick. Valley finding two. Trauma answers back with the trade.
Very nicely done. 12 to 18 in terms of lives right now. Trauma still being a menace, sticking true to his name, just creating that mental worry for the side of West Virginia. And nobody's really able to chow him. You see immediately, he comes to your positions, breaks them apart, and right now you have his teammates Para and 10 going crazy as well off screen, and this is just beautiful. He's 24 and 3.
Yeah, the push is coming in, but they are just getting decimated. Can D-Clay and Valley make it in right there? Unfortunately, Trauma going to take down D-Clay. We see Valley kind of mid-map right there, confronting two of the Concord members. They just don't have the lives. There's 3 lives left for West Virginia. They will not respawn. 2 left. Can they do it? Basics is last alive. And, you know, the thing is, it's like a 1v15. And unfortunately, it's just not going to happen. Basics is going to fall. And that's going to be a Concord victory, putting them on match point here. If Concord wins this, they will win the series 3-0.
It is just absolutely insane, the slaying power on the side of Concord. Trauma 27 and 4, Crooked 16 and 7. While you have 10 and Para running the impact plays, they're doing pretty well for themselves too. Para 9 and 8 and 10. She's doing really well with her OBJ plays. So right now, this is a great team. I love this team. It is so well rounded that there's not exactly one player who's overzealous and costing.
I mean, they know exactly what they're doing. They came here to be the best. Number 3 in the 2021 season. They want that number 1 spot as Trauma brings out that glide bomb. 28 and 4, Susana. 28 and 4. That is literally demon numbers there.
Yeah, that's like sextuple times the amount of positives. This guy, his stats are going to be insane after this match. But Bara on a 5 streak. Valley looking to maybe get some of these players, stop the bleeding from the side of West Virginia, but Bara still on that hill, and Valley's going to get immediately traded out by Basics.
Well, essentially, I'm really shocked that they didn't get spawn trapped up there by the A site. As you see it here, Crooked moving behind, going for the flank, sneaking in. They're good. Bro, Crooked's going to find a bunch here. I'm just like, I love watching this. There's one. Can he get 2? Oh, he will get traded out by Valley.
Yeah, and that was beautiful to see from Valley. Immediately, the awareness just to get back to the zone. But 10, she's not allowing it. She goes for the kill, stops the progression. And so now, A-Site, while you do need some sort of breath of fresh air from the side of West Virginia, it's not coming to you.
I love that Kill was trying to push out and just maybe find some people, but unfortunately, it's just not going to happen. D-Clay trying to get some time there on A. They look to be almost there, but here's the deal. 5 lives down. Not too bad. Point A is secure. We just got to worry about that B side as there's a massive confrontation up here by the A. Para finding a couple kills. Trauma answering back with 2. The trades are flying, but you're going to be losing these well-needed lives that you need in order to get to B. 13 lives left for West Virginia to get B.
Yeah, and you see right now, West Virginia at 12 and 19. Those rotational kills going to be a dagger. So 10, she's moving in, but with some help from Crooked, gets that play. Now, hopping onto the side, she contests it and is immediately playing ready. But, oh my gosh, Crooked still going big in the middle right now. Trauma, though, he's still playing deference here. He just knows how to stop these players from getting onto the site.
Yeah, Basics is down there on the site, but unfortunately will fall as Crooked and Trauma are holding it steady right there. But look at Kill holding it now, just spawned, but 10 pushing out into the spawn to take them down. There's just really nothing they can do. They have 7 lives left, so they will maybe get to respawn at least one more time. for the remainder. Crooked, though, gonna find that nice glide bomb. You might as well call it in. Bring it out. Go out in a blaze of glory.
Yeah, exactly. Just end in a flashy fashion right now. 4 lives left for the side of West Virginia. Still, nice trigger control. Gonna be able to stop that player from being in the spawns, but immediately you reveal your position, and these hungry hounds are just on the positioning. And Valley, he's trying to get this kill, but nice help from Basics.
Yeah, 4 lives left. They either need to get on the zone and stop the clock, but here's the deal. Crooked bringing in that glide bomb will find one. They only have 2 lives left. There's just really nothing they can do here. D-Clay trying to stop the clock. It stopped at 10 seconds. Oh, but you have met it. 10 goes down. That was an absolutely beautiful kill right there, but unfortunately, it will not be enough. Concord 3-0 here in the control on Tuscan and a 3-0 in the series. Susano, that was absolutely insane.
You know, some people in our world of casting and production, they don't like 3-0s, but this one, oh my gosh, it was just dominant. And that's what I love about Call of Duty, is that even if it's a dominant 3-0, it's so much fun. You're seeing just the aggression, the forward thinking out of these players. You got to think to yourself, when you're in that position, you're in the blender, you got to get out of it. You got to try and formulate a strategy. But the side of West Virginia, they were just in it too deep.
In it too deep they were. 3-3 coming into this series. It's going to put them at a 3-4. Concord goes to 5-1, absolutely dominating. You have to think, after that performance, will they shoot up from rank 13? Will they move up in that power ranking standpoint moving into, week 5? And after that performance, I mean, look, they've got my vouch. They've got my vouch.
Oh, yeah.
I think I'm going to go ahead and look at Trauma and try to get into the backpack of his if I ever do want to play some multiplayer or run some 8s. Like, show me the ropes, because clearly the Concord team has it all together. Let's go ahead and pull up those stats so we can kind of chat about it some more. I know those are ready, I believe. So let's take a gander. Basics, 1024 D-Clay, 816 double negative right there. But here's the deal. They were doing really well. Kill and Valley, 10 non-traded kills, just trying to do their absolute best to stop the stampede that was Concord. Because look at Trauma, Susano.
Oh my gosh, 35-9, Concord Esports. Each one of these players popped off in their own respect. Crooked, 26-9, 10, 8, and 17, and then immediately Para, 17 and 15. All of these players were just playing phenomenally. It was like it was Champion Sunday for them. They just had no stops. The brakes on their car were absolutely gone. They were just, like you said, stampeding through the side of West Virginia. And I too think that maybe there's going to be a bit of some shifting with the power rankings after this match.
Hey, it's going to be a really great time. And the thing is, look, we were seeing some really nice 2-pieces come from West Virginia during this control, and they were getting some well-needed kills. The issue was Concord was just on it. It was like a wave, maybe a surge. What are those? A tidal wave. Basically, Concord was a tidal wave on the map. So even if West Virginia could get a nice 2-piece and maybe clear out the point to try and get some time on the zone, unfortunately, it just wasn't enough, because that third, they would always get caught from the back. As soon as they picked up the 2, the third never came in because Concord was always right there. And I'm not sure how Concord was able to be at every inch of the map like they were, but I'm gonna have to take notes because that was absolutely crazy.
Hey, I'm calling up Trauma right now. I say, hey, bro, ranked play coming out next week. You trying to team of 2? Huh? Team of 2? trying to hit that max rank, because my gosh, those guys are absolutely insane. West Virginia, though, they did play to their best. They, everybody that comes out here tonight in the College COD League, they play their hearts out. We appreciate them coming out and just doing the absolute most that they could do. But when you have a team like Concord with players like Trauma, Crooked, 10, and Para, it was very hard to try and compete with them.
Very hard to compete with them indeed, but that's what you do here at the College COD League. We have week 4. That was our first match of the day of West Virginia v Concord, and Concord came out on top with that 3-0 victory. I know we've got some amazing matches coming up, Susano.
Yeah, we've got some amazing ones indeed. As we look at these maps, look at that, 250 to 162, 6-1 in the Search and Destroy, and then a Control Tuscan 3-0. You don't even need to pull up the graphic to know that the Concord was a dominant team that one. I'm excited for the next one, though. Next one's going to be Niner Esports versus our ranked number 24 High Point Esports.
Hey, if I'm not mistaken, I saw it on my Twitter timeline today. This is going to be the Battle of North Carolina.
Oh, yeah.
And I am just jazzed to see who's going to come up on top of that. Is it going to be the Niner Esports or is it going to be the High Point Esports? But guys, we're going to find out. We are going to cut to a quick break. And when we come back, the Battle of North Carolina is going to be underway. So don't go anywhere. Just wait. I hope you guys stay.